In this video, we're going to discuss a few simple preps that you could add into your vehicle to help you escape during times of flooding. Let's get started. One of the emergency situations that always seems to scare me is vehicle flooding. So being trapped in water and having to escape my vehicle very quickly before it goes under. There's a lot of great videos out there that show how suddenly that could happen, and you have to act very quickly to escape your vehicle before it goes under. Now, there are some preventative measures that you can do in case of flooding to help avoid that type of situation. In the majority of situations, if you know that there's a flood that's up ahead, don't go towards it, back away and go the other way. But there are some other instances when it could happen unexpectedly. This has become even more of a concern for me because I have a family of 4, I have 2 small kids, and it would be stressful enough just trying to escape by yourself, but when you're also trying to get kids out of the car, that makes it even more stressful. So I knew that this was an emergency situation that I had to do better preparedness for. One of the first and easiest preps that you could add to your vehicle is one of these Rescue Me car escape tools. This is a fairly inexpensive, life-saving tool that allows you to not only cut off your seatbelt, but also to break the window using a glass punch. A few years back, I did a product review of the Rescue Me car escape tool. In one of my earlier vehicle preps videos, I showed that I had a couple of these in the vehicle. But since then, I've changed my philosophy to make sure that I have one of these for every person that's going to be in the car. So rather than only having a couple of these in the vehicle, I have one designated for each person. So 2 in the front and 2 in the back for both the kids. Rescue Me offers a few different attachment options for the Rescue Me car escape tool. The one that I think works best now is to use it with a zip tie and have it attached to one of the handles that are up above on your vehicle. That way, if you're in any kind of accident, you probably wouldn't have to worry about this thing flying off, versus if you had it attached to the visor, which I previously did. I know that a few of us have some of the same capabilities of the Rescue Me with our pocket knives, which we carry in our front pocket. But in some accident situations, it might be hard to get to your pocket knife. For example, maybe you're upside down and you need to act fast. For that reason, I think it's better to have a dedicated tool for this purpose. There are some interesting videos out there that show alternative methods for breaking the glass, most notably using your headrest and using the metal pieces of it to jam against the window to break the tempered glass. Now, while it is possible to do this method, it is a lot more difficult than what it looks. A lot of people just sit there and bash away at it and it doesn't break. It would probably be a great idea for car manufacturers to actually make these headrests be more of a glass punch. With all glass punches, you want to aim for the corners of the window, not the very center of the window. The very center of the window is going to be hard to punch out. You want to go for the corners because that's where the tempered glass breaks. Now, from what I've seen, the best approach for using a headrest is not to punch out the glass with it, but to jam it into the window where the window goes into the door, and then using some leverage to help bust the window. That method seems to be a lot easier for people to do. Here's a short little video clip from the Weather Channel that shows an investigative report that they did for how to escape your vehicle in times of flooding. Let's take a look at that now.
You're going to need to try the power real quick to get that window down. And if the water's at that level, it'll come in, but it's not flooding in to where you can then use your seatbelt, unclick it or cut it, and break the window, and out you go.
So let's say now you're out of your vehicle. What do you do now? Well, for me, I'm a pretty good swimmer. My wife could swim and my son could swim. But my 5-year-old daughter is not a very good swimmer. So what is she going to do in that type of situation? A few years back, I made a video called my Life Vest Survival Kit, which is basically a life vest that had various preps on it in case of flooding. I still use that vest to this day when I'm around water, but for EDC purposes, when in my vehicle, it's a little bit bulky to store. Plus, I think in situations when seconds matter, you don't want to be monkeying around trying to get that life vest on. It might just be a situation where you're breaking the window and hopping out as quick as possible. So while I did look at a few different options for actually storing life vests in the vehicle, I eventually decided that I was just going to go with more of a personal flotation device and have that available in the vehicle. So this is a Type 4 PFD that is normally used as a seat cushion for boats. I have these hanging on the seats using the headrest so they're easily accessible. This particular one is a US Coast Guard approved throwable device for recreational boats. It's not the most stylish thing to have hanging in your vehicle, but it gives me peace of mind. And with a lot of the preps that I do, that's all that really matters. To be honest, I use these more often right now to use as knee pads if I'm having to do vehicle repair. Like if you have to fix a flat tire, I use this instead of what I was previously using as a knee pad, and it provides some level of cushion to help protect your knees. So it's multi-purpose, which is a good thing. So now I have 2 of these Type 4 personal flotation devices, and I have 4 of the Rescue Me car escape tools. Now, with all preparedness measures, knowledge is more important than the gear itself. So we're going through the training with my family so they know what to do in case of a flood. My job as the dad is to get out of the seat as quickly as possible and immediately start helping my kids escape the vehicle. However, they're also starting to learn what they need to do if they had to act on their own. Again, knowledge is the #1 prep. That's going to do it for this video featuring various preps that you could add to your vehicle in case you need to escape it during times of flooding. I hope they enjoyed watching it. As with all of my preps, hopefully I never have to use any of these things during an actual emergency situation. But they do provide me with peace of mind knowing that I have them there ready to go. So let me know what your thoughts are for planning and preps to include in your vehicle to help escape it in times of flooding. Would you go with the same style of personal flotation devices, kind of like what the lifeguards have at pools where they have just a floater? Or would you use something like a life vest, maybe an inflatable one, or one that's stored underneath the seat? Leave your comments below in the comment section regarding this video topic, and stay tuned for more emergency preparedness videos. See you next time.